Hello all from the Gaming Outsider. We have an awesome episode for you this week. We got a special interview with Antony Johnston. He is the writer behind Dead Space as well as Resident Evil 8. He sat down with Zach and I to talk about all of the works that he's had his hand in video games. It's a great conversation. Can't wait for you to check it out. Before that, we will go into the week's news, which includes Nintendo's Partner Direct. Lots of things to talk about there. And lastly, some new games we checked out. Well, one's a demo. We played Pragmata. And also, I played the Snow Brothers Classic Collection, which has a very important game from my childhood. Stick around to see if it does hold up to this day. This is the Gaming Outsider. Greetings, programs, and welcome to the Gaming Outsider, a video game podcast with a focus on our incredible community, which can be found at thegamingoutsider.com, facebook.com/groups/thegocast, or our Patreon server, our Discord server, which you can find a link for in the show notes of this very episode. This is why I read copy, guys, instead of trying to do it by memory. It is Monday, February 9th. I'm your host, Scott Clark, and joining me are my good friend, Zach Parkerson. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, Scott, I need you and your fancy haircut to do me a favor and make us whole.
Why is my haircut fancy?
You got a nice haircut.
Well, thank you.
Jacob and I were talking about it off air.
Oh, yeah?
We just couldn't believe your haircut.
Yeah. Also joining us, as you heard, Jacob Gunderson. How you doing, sir?
We are 15 episodes away from 600, and you still can't get the beginning script right.
Dude, I have to read it. I can read copy like nobody's else, but if I have to memorize something, I'm going to jack it up.
Nobody's else.
A true story. I did get my haircut today. And I was
we've
noticed all the listeners that aren't here live that don't see the video, but you know how you always talk with the lady that's cutting your hair, and I was,
you talk to those people?
Yes, I love to conversate. What are you talking about? So it's I'm at Sports Clips.
Probably gave him his business card.
So the easy thing to talk about at a place like Sports Clips is, oh, did you watch the Super Bowl last night? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, we watched this pretty boring game and commercials, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know how it came up, but somehow I wormed it in the conversation. Oh, she said, are you done working for the day? And I'm like, well, yes and no. I have to go home and record my podcast. So, of course, what's the podcast? I told her, guess who's a gamer? Massive Mortal Kombat fan. And so the rest of the haircut was pretty enjoyable. We talked about different fighting games, and her husband's in the middle of playing Red Dead Redemption 2, so I talked about you, Zach.
Oh, well, thanks.
So,
did you let her know about the Legacy Collection, or is she already on that?
I did not. She doesn't play it. She said her husband does. So,
okay.
He loves Red Dead Redemption 2, and I said, well, that's my co-host's favorite game of all time, so we could relate. But I don't know, it was fun. She actually asked me to write down the name of the podcast, so she may be listening right now. For all I know, I don't know. So. Thank you to Nikki.
She did a great job. Nikki,
thank you very much. Nikki,
tremendous stylist you are.
Awesome. She did a great job. Well, let's get into the games. Let's talk about the games we've been catching up on. If it's okay with you guys, I'm going to kick things off. If you remember, I can't remember if it was last week or the week, but I think it was last week. David Newman talked about Escape from Ever After, which is, as he described it, very similar to Paper Mario. He liked this game so much, he wrote a review on our website. He gave it a 9.5 out of 10. And he liked it so much that he wanted to support the developer. So he gifted me a copy of this game on Steam. And I checked it out this week. Zach, this game is great. I know you love the Paper Mario games.
Mm-hmm.
This one is just as good, if not better, than the Paper Mario games, dude.
I am pretty unashamed about being a Paper Mario game. I
mean, even the animations, like when you get a bonus attack or a bonus defend or whatever, it looks very, very similar. But I think you will appreciate it even more because the main character is not a silent protagonist. He actually has a voice and can, communicates. So, and I am shocked at how well it is written. The dialogue that you have between these characters is on par with what we saw in Thousand Year Door, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and we're exploring storybooks, right?
Yes, one of the bosses you fight early on is 3 blind mice, and there's a whole exchange, you're fighting 3 blind mice, but they're not blind anymore, and there's a whole reason why they're not, and they give this hilarious backstory as to why they're not blind anymore. It's really funny. So if you like Paper Mario, Escape from Ever After is a no-brainer. It clicks. It plays exactly like it. But I think that some of the design is actually better than Paper Mario. Like they're actually walking around the world. You know how like in Paper Mario there are things that you can interact with. You know, like to open up secret. There's like lots of secrets.
Yeah,
You know,
of
like
course.
so the dragon character, which you know you is one it joins your party early on, who was your villain, was your nemesis, right? He has a fire breathing ability, so naturally you can burn things in the environment. But the game does this deal where when you shoot fire from this dragon's mouth, you can actually tilt it up and down, so you can get things up on the ceiling and do this. And I don't know, it's just it feels very Nintendo-esque in its design, and I'm just shocked at how good it is. So
I'm surprised with just the full Monty and just make his villain a fire-breathing turtle with spikes on his shell
yeah, right.
as well.
It's got a lot of that energy. That Tinder is the dragon's name. But anyway, highly recommend that. I intend to go through that and play that some more. Also, I don't know why I decided to play this, but Jake had talked about this game in the past, and it's on Game Pass. So I downloaded a game about digging a hole just because I was curious.
Is it what it says on the tin?
Oh.
Exactly what it is. I mean, Jake's described this game before, and it is just as addicting as you think it is. Man, I mean, it's a quick play. You can get through it in like 2 or 3 hours. But and almost that's like the bummer of it is like this game could be so much more. I feel like the possibilities of this are endless because it is a really cool feeling when you're digging down and you come across some things like that's like, oh man, this could just go in so many different directions. And I thought the ending was kind of lame too, but it is what it is. But
there are lots of games out there like that go in other directions.
Yeah.
But that's why I play games like that, is because it's fun seeing what they bury.
But here's the
should
funny
the ending just be like you get melted at the core?
No, I mean it's not. You're not going that deep. There is actually something clever that they do to kind of twist the whole, plot. Give it digging. Yeah, come on. They do something at the end that's unexpected that you have no way to see coming, and like the final shot is pretty funny. It's like, oh, okay, that's what's going on here.
You get a citation because you didn't get a permit to dig.
I'm not going to tell you, but it's something pretty interesting. But it just ends so abruptly, and then I'm playing it on Xbox, and you know me, I want the achievements. I'm playing this game, and I'm not getting any achievements. I think I got one achievement for like unlocking this box in the garage that you have to find. If you find 2 keys while you're digging, you unlock this box, and that gave me one achievement, and I got nothing else. So then you beat the game, and you get an achievement for beating the game, and then all of a sudden all these achievements start popping. So like basically once you beat the game once, you're supposed to start it a second time, and that unlocks achievement mode, which was when you can start earning achievements. But I've already hit some of those things, so they started stacking in, and then the garage has like this list of achievements that you can do. I didn't really want to go and do it again because I had all the top tools, and I felt like going, it'd be like digging these teeny tiny little spades of dirt or whatever just would be maddening. So but Jake, I thought you might appreciate this because I started the game and it took me about 10 minutes to realize there was a giant red X in the middle of the yard because I just got my shovel and I immediately went for a corner, and I was like, I'm going to dig up this whole damn yard. Like I just started in the corner and like I sat there and did that for a while, and I didn't there's nothing in that part in the corner of the yard because you're not supposed to dig there, right?
Right.
Because the premise of this game is you dig and you collect like stones and things that are in there, and the deeper you go, the more rare the stones are, and you can sell them for more. So I'm in the corner of the yard trying to dig my heart out, and you have like a battery powered shovel. And if the battery dies, you have to go sell stuff in order to be able to recharge the battery. So I have no money to recharge my battery because there's nothing in the corner of this yard. I'm just like, dude, I'm going to do it. I'm going to dig up this whole yard. So yeah, that's put a stop to that. And then I finally did see the red X and went, oh, okay, I'll just start digging there.
So you're the reason every ledge has yellow paint.
Yes, exactly. Pretty much.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so.
But
good.
yeah, it's really interesting because Jake, you described this game and you're like, yeah, it was a really great game. Kind of disappointed, and then I just was so disappointed by the ending. I didn't feel like doing it again. You know what I mean? Like starting at the bottom again, even though it was only like a couple hours. it just wasn't worth the extra achievement points to me for some reason. But I'm glad I played it. It was a fun little game, and I like the things that you discover as you're on your way down are just like, what is that? And then you're trying to dig around this and discover what it is, and it's really cool. So that I wanted to ask you, how did you dig? Did you just go straight down, or did you try to do a wide deal and then carve out the sides so you could have an escape route out?
I have played so many digging games. I'm a psychopath. So I dug a spiral staircase all the way down.
Get out. Are you serious?
No, that's what I do. I do that in just about every game that has to do with digging. I have come to the conclusion that like, okay, I'm just going to leave a staircase for myself. And so I'll just dig a spiral staircase all the way down.
That's hilarious. So Zach, this game you have a jetpack.
So that's how you get out of the hole?
That's how you get out of the hole, is you get deep enough, you have a jetpack, but that jetpack runs off of the same battery that your shuffle does. So it's this game of like, how much am I going to dig to make sure I have enough juice to get out of the hole? It doesn't take a whole lot of juice. If you get trapped in the hole, then I was worried about that because I didn't know. I was so stressed out that I was going to like have to start the whole game over again. So I was just like methodically like making sure I had like, a fifth of my battery left, even though I could have gone for further. No, you just like, you quote unquote die, and you just go back up to the top, but you lose all the rocks that you've collected on that run or whatever.
Wow, the Dark Souls of digging games.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But
that's pretty much every digging game. Anything that is based on collecting stuff in a hole, when you die, you lose everything. And
I just can't believe there's this whole cottage industry of digging games I was unaware of.
I didn't realize there were either, but this one
and it goes back. It goes back like 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I seriously want another one. Like I want a game about digging another hole.
Okay, I will give you a game. I will give you one of my favorite games.
Okay.
Because it is called Motherload. It is a flash game. It is the exact same premise, except it is 2D side scrolling. And it's pretty much. I'm pretty sure that a game about digging a hole took the story from Motherload, because it is basically the exact same game, except
even the ending.
Motherload is even the ending. Even though so Motherload came out like 20 years ago, but it was 2D, and you dug down, and you kind of went side to side, up and down, whatever. But you had energy, you had jetpacks and stuff, whatever. But you were like a little tank that was digging a hole, and then you had to go back to the surface every time. I don't know. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. But it is a longer game.
Yeah. Well, that's like SteamWorld Dig. Remember how satisfying that was going through?
Oh yeah.
Like it's like that, but in 3D. And you just discover stuff, and then you come across like rocks, and then you just automatically collect them. I don't know. It just feels good. So I've talked way too much about this game. So Hades.
I mean, you've been talking longer than the game lasts.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Hades. I mentioned it last week. Hades has its hooks in me again. This game is so freaking good, which is funny because I have Hades 2 sitting right there, and all I want to do is play Hades 1.
Hades 1 is better.
It's so good. It's so much fun. I was really, what was the boss I told you I fought? It was Meg's sister.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I took out on the first try, and I was like, yeah, that was
felt like a champ.
I really did. And then it's like, beat her 5 more times. I was like, I don't want to do that boss battle again. That was a brutal boss battle. But I am just slowly realizing how much there is in Hades, like how much you have to do to unlock. And like you said when you first talked about this game years ago, I have yet to run into dialogue twice. Like I've never seen them say things, but I will say I don't really listen to that unless it's like a story one. Like, like when you summon a god and they give you like a boon, and then they have a little like paragraph that they say or whatever. I don't even bother anymore.
You save yourself 2 seconds, click past it.
I mean, it takes me. Yeah, I just don't care. I just want my boon.
Sure.
Those 2 seconds add up, man.
Shub Zeus, give me my lightning bolt.
So I got to I passed the Hydra. Is that what they call that? The bone Hydra or whatever?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm in that next world, and man, those enemies get tough. So I just keep waiting. I'm just trying to level up and level up and level up. And
it's the beauty of a good roguelike, though, right? It feels impossible, and then 3 runs later, it's no problem.
Or you get like that perfect storm of upgrades. You know what I mean? That just make things feel awesome. But there's so much to unlock, dude. Even like in the, when you pick your weapon, they got that little like case that you can put you can attach one thing at one time. Like the one I have that like gives you an extra like chance at death or whatever. And you can level up that stuff. And then there's keys underneath that. I don't know what those are. What are those?
I think they're difficulty modifiers for much later in the game.
I don't want that then. I don't want to make the game harder. It's already tough. But
not chasing those achievements.
No, not this is just a game I'm playing. I'm not reviewing it. I'm just planning to enjoy it, and I'm definitely enjoying it. Anyway, the last game I've been checking out is I finally, after purchasing the game back in December, like before Christmas, I finally got to play online with Joel Selinsky, Borderlands 4. And I know I'm never going to sell you on playing this game, Zach, or Jacob. Apparently, I tried to get Jacob to play, but he's out. But holy cow, I loved Borderlands 2 and did not like Borderlands 3. We were playing Borderlands 3, and I just kind of stopped caring. I feel like they took every complaint I had with Borderlands 3 and fixed it with Borderlands 4. Borderlands 4 has so many quality of life improvements that just make the game just feels fun again. It is really, really great. I'm having a good time with Borderlands 4. Even like, that's a loot driven game, right? Where like you get a weapon, and they've streamlined, marking stuff as junk and comparing, and everything just feels like it clicks so much smoother than it did in even 2. I feel like I got into a rhythm very, very quickly. And yeah, I'm sorry, Zach, but Claptrap is still there, but he's the only annoying character.
Doesn't bother me. I'm not going to be there.
Well, I know, but like the villain is actually not a snarky villain this time around. He's actually like a legit bad guy, and there's just no, the humor. I feel like the humor is very much centered around Claptrap, and that's it. So that's not quite as in your face about the humor in this one. But it just feels good. Like, even though it's cell shaded, it just looks sharper than any of the other Borderlands games I've played. Everything is really smooth. I am so glad to be back in the Borderlands universe again, and that's my Friday nights are going to be locked in again. So
you see, they canceled the Switch 2 version or indefinitely postponed it.
I did. I don't know what that's about.
I don't know. That's bizarre. They really blasted that version loudly in the marketing for Switch 2 and stuff. That's so weird.
And then just all of a sudden, never mind.
Yeah.
Switch 2's probably not strong enough.
I don't know, man. We're going to talk about what's going to be on that system.
According to Randy Pitchford, you should upgrade your PC to play Borderlands 4. So you might be right, Jacob.
Oh, yeah. I remember that whole thing. That was like last summer.
It's a premium game for premium gamers.
I was going to say, since the recommended amount of RAM Borderlands 4 says to use is 32, which most people don't have that much.
Yeah.
Most casual players don't have 32 gigabytes of RAM in their computer.
Right.
I think I have 64 just for shits and just for giggles.
Well, you got to dig them holes, man.
Right.
Pristine. If I'm not digging a hole at 300 frames a second, then it's not worth digging.
All right, so that's what I've been catching up on. Zach, how about you?
I have been playing. I played through Cairn. I did finish
it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to have to help me out, because I talked to CB about this game, and everybody is raving about this game, about how awesome it is, and I can't wrap my head around what makes this game just like so extraordinary, because it just sounds like a rock climbing game.
I mean, it's predominantly a rock climbing game, but you're controlling each limb individually. But the way it works with, like, she might slip off a handhold if you don't distribute her weight correctly or whatever. It can be pretty stressful climbing up the rock faces and what have you. And for me, it really does. I don't know if have you ever been like rock climbing at a gym or anything, Scott?
No.
It feels, when you're doing it, it feels like you're solving the same puzzle you have to solve on a rock climbing wall whilst doing it in this game. And it's a good mental translation. Like my mind feels like it's in the same place.
But what sets this apart from, like, I don't remember if you played Jusant, but like, what sets it apart from a game like that?
Well, Jusant was not very mechanical.
Okay.
The climbing wasn't very technical. It was still very video gamey, and this feels very technical. It feels like you're engaging in the actual sport. Like my hands sweat when I'm playing the game because it is stressful of you trying to like get that right foothold, or do I have enough leverage here to gain that extra meter to jump my hand up before I fall.
Zach's got like a thing of powder right next to his couch. He's just
right. I just got to play with chalk. You can chalk up in the game.
I believe you.
It's kind of like a superpower almost. It's so effective though. Like you can kind of go up a sheer wall briefly.
Spider-Man.
A little bit briefly. But then and you only have so many pitons. Is that how you say that word? I've never known. Either way. I think you stab into the wall.
P-I-T-O-N-S?
P-I-T-O-N-S.
I don't know.
Anyway, and if you place those incorrectly, they break, and you're just making a lot of micro decisions that makes it so when you're like climbing for half an hour, you don't even notice that it's been that long. It feels like it's no time at all has passed because you're just so engaged in the moment of climbing up the wall.
Okay.
And then you have the striking art style that the game Bakers has. The story is interesting because your main character Ava is like a renowned sports athlete, and she's gonna get to the top of this mountain no matter what, no matter how many people call her and beg her not to do it. She's just ignoring everybody in her life to get to the top of that mountain. That's kind of how the story starts, and it's interesting. I also commend any story where they make the protagonist pretty clearly unlikable on purpose.
Oh, okay. I heard they did that with Baby Steps as well.
Well, I thought he went through a journey of some kind.
I haven't finished it.
Ava remains unlikable by the end.
Okay.
I did not like Ava at any point, and I think that is on purpose.
By the way, it is pronounced pitons.
Pitons. Mm-hmm. You're stabbing pitons into the wall. And as you're climbing, you find little caves, and each cave they have their own little secrets that you can find, or pieces of lore about people who've lived on the mountain. It's just kind of like a serene little game. It was really nice to drink coffee in the morning whilst climbing these rock walls.
So it's equally relaxing and equally
like relaxing and stressful. Yeah, absolutely. Because after a stressful 20-minute climb, and it's 20 minutes without a save, so you really do have to be careful. You earn the relaxation when you get to like a nice flat surface for a while.
It's like, oh, there's my campfire.
Yeah, it's got a good flow to it. You don't really notice the time passing. And it's a wonderful translation of rock climbing to interactive medium.
It just feels coffee.
Hearing 3 or 4 people describe this game now, I just feel like this is a game I have to get my hands on to truly appreciate it, because I think so. I can't wrap my head around it.
Which makes $30 a tall order for. Yeah, you have to try it to understand it.
Mm-hmm. Was there a demo?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I think there might have been on Steam. I don't know if it still is. Sometimes they take demos away when the game comes out.
Right.
But I think a demo would service this game. But it's already sold 300,000 copies, so I guess they don't need the help.
Fair enough. That is Cairn, not Karen, but Cairn.
No, Cairn, like a stack of rocks.
Yes, CB enlightened me last week. I did not realize that's what that
you didn't
was.
know that was. Oh, you get to learn a new word.
Yeah. When I first heard people talk, I said this last week when people were talking about the game. I thought it was I'd like to speak to your manager simulator game.
There's the letters in the wrong place.
Well, I couldn't see the letters when someone said it. I'm listening to a show and said I played Karen. Oh, Karen. Anyway, what else you been playing?
Anyway, very good game. I would agree that I don't understand quite the innumerable 10 out of 10s it's gotten.
Yeah,
but each their own. I also been playing Lunistis, which is a 3D platformer that is, I think it was only like $5, but I got on the Steam Winter Sale for like $1.
Yeah.
But it's a 3D platformer that is, I would say, most styled after Sonic Adventure. And he plays a little, is it Tanuki? He kind of plays a little raccoon girl.
Yeah.
Hopping around, sort of PS1, maybe early Dreamcast era graphics. And it's a ton of fun. Super short, pretty simple. I appreciate that it has secrets you can find on every level, but they're not really secret. It kind of wants you to collect them all, which feels nice. just kind of an easy breezy platformer that scratches the 3D platformer itch, but doesn't overstay its welcome. And it is not too complicated. You basically have a double jump and a twirl, and that's your whole range of movements.
I mean, I'm looking at this trailer, and you're not joking. It looks like I'm looking at a bad copy of a game. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking like at a VHS version of this or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not knocking the game. I just legitimately thought I was looking at something like that. But
I mean, it looks like it's for PS1.
Yeah, definitely. It's a total blast, and yeah, for only a few bucks, easy to recommend, especially if you like that kind of Sonic-y stuff.
I'm sure Kevin's ears perked up when he heard that. So,
I mean, it even has like whenever your level starts, it's it's whatever zone, Act 1, Act 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is what we've been catching up on. Let's go ahead and jump into the week's news. All right, we are going to talk about the Nintendo Direct shortly. However, Mark wrote an article on our website, thegamingoutsiders.com, that talks about Capcom's trifecta of games that were announced in that. You can read all about it, see the trailers there on our website. Also, their Turok Origins was announced there as well. We got a write-up on that. And lastly, from the website is Another Eden Begins. This is Chrono Trigger writers' new JRPG. It hits on Switch and PC this summer, and it looks pretty sweet. Outside of that, aforementioned, Nintendo Direct happened this week. And also, the industry memory shortage looks to be getting worse, not better. And lastly, Baldur's Gate 3 is getting a TV show. Zach, what story would you like to talk about?
Well, it'd be hard not to talk about the Direct, I guess.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's just start with it. I do want to say overall, this thing was pretty mid, right?
It felt like, hey, remember all those games you loved from last generation? You can play them on Nintendo now.
Yeah, like there's a big port fest, which is what a lot of the Switch 2 has been. So if you went just from Switch 1 to Switch 2, you've got a treasure trove to choose from.
If you didn't have the other platforms already.
Yeah, I'm saying if you just went straight from Switch, if you're a Nintendo bubble player, you got a lot of options. But for the rest of us, you've played all these.
Yes, for the most part.
For the most part,
I mean, on the same token, I feel like we would have just chomped at the bit for this in the past. You know what I mean? Like we've always talking about, Nintendo doesn't make hardware that can sustain all this stuff, and now it does, and now we're like, huh?
Well, it's just so late for a lot of these, right?
Yeah. I get it. I'm part of the problem.
I was gonna say it's not that it's like it's just catching up. It's not that it's making it now. It's it's still behind. It's just catching up. So these games that we've already played are just now on this.
But they're catching up more recently than they have in the past. You know what I mean?
With some, yes, like Resident Evil Requiem. That's cool that it's coming out on the same day.
Right.
But Resident Evil 7 was a long time ago now.
I was hoping this was going to be in order of how it was announced. I cannot remember the name of the game. The one that caught my attention, it looked like a co-op game, like a Hazelight Studios game. Do you remember
Orbitals?
That looked great.
They looked awesome. Yeah.
That was like they started. I think they kicked the whole thing off of that one. I was like, all right.
It was kind of a 90s anime aesthetic.
Yeah.
It looks very good in motion. And yeah, I mean, nobody's really making these besides Hazelight. So that's awesome.
Well, there were some other ones we saw announced recently. I feel like people are starting to realize that people like this stuff.
Yeah, so. Well, I mean, both the It Takes Two and Swift Fisher sold just outrageous amounts of copies.
Mm-hmm. And they even make a point to say in the announcement, "Oh yeah, it's got this share play where if one person's got one copy, that's all you need." So,
yeah,
it's genius.
We did get to see a little more of Turok Origins.
Yeah, what'd you make of this? So we knew this was coming. I don't know if we knew a Switch 2 version was coming, but
no, I don't
Scott,
think so.
as a fellow Turok fan, what do you think here?
I want to play it. I think it looks great. It weirdly doesn't feel quite Turok-y. I don't know. It feels like it's a little bit something different than Turok, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like I don't want to play it.
I think you can really tell the Space Marine 2 guys made it.
Yeah, you definitely see a lot more space stuff than you did in other Turok games. I guess
which is fine. That's truer to the comics. We're pretty heavily sci-fi, so that makes sense. But boy, it sure does look like modern shooter game.
It does, but not in a bad way. Like, it looks like they're doing fun co-op-y stuff. Like, I feel like it's going to be fun to play together.
I think I'm going to play it. It's got Turok on the box. Yeah. The idea of like planet dimension hopping sci-fi Native Americans murdering dinosaur peoples. That's a compelling premise, no matter how it looks.
That just sounds like something that we would have geeked out over when we were 13, right? Like, that's just
dude, I'm stoked for it now at almost 35.
Turok. Like,
yeah. It's just so funny because I grew up playing Turok before I knew that it was like based on a graphic novel or comic or whatever, and it had like this whole sci-fi thing. Like, to me, Turok was just a Native American running around shooting dinosaurs, and then you find out there's all this other stuff going on. It's like, this is
Turok 2 felt like almost a different universe.
Yeah.
Jacob, what did you make of Turok Origins?
Oh man, I wish that was not Turok and like the spiritual successor, because it did not feel like Turok.
Yeah, I guess it didn't feel like the classics for sure. But if you so you want like an almost N64 era new game, would that please you? Is that what you're looking for?
I mean, even if you went with there was a Turok on the PS2 that was extremely, like, it was more sci-fi. Like, you got like robotic dinosaur humanoid things.
Turok Evolution.
It was weird. Yes.
Yeah, where I really ride a pterodactyl in that game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, but I don't know. The whole idea between switching from first person to third person and using like weird, I don't know. It just didn't feel Turok-y to me.
It looks like that Painkiller game that came out last year where it didn't really look like Painkiller, but it sure had the name on it.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that. But again, I'm down for the premise of dimension hopping Native Americans murdering dinosaur people. Cool.
Totally.
Yeah. Whether it's a Turok or not.
Yeah. I feel like it, like you said, it's the shooter with the skin, whatever.
Yeah, it feels.
I completely forgot what you had just said.
It feels like I already know exactly how this is going to play and how I feel like I already know how the menus will look.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, Scott, it sounds like maybe Scott and I will finally play a co-op game together.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Anything stand out to you, Zach?
Dude, honestly, not a super lot outside of Orbitals and that. I think it's cool that Indiana Jones is getting a physical cartridge on Switch too.
On Switch, we didn't get it on anything else.
Yeah, really weird.
Unfortunate.
And I think it's cool that Shadow Tactics is coming to Switch too, just because that game, me games should be everywhere.
And aren't they done?
Yeah, they're out of business. Yeah,
that's just crazy that like that's still coming out, even though I don't know. And also, I'm not going to play it again, but if Final Fantasy VII Rebirth runs well on a Switch 2, I'm going to be really impressed. There's a lot going on in that game. That's a big game.
It's also just a gorgeous game,
right?
Part
of me wants to like get my hands on that just to experience it. I don't want to buy it. I don't want to play it again. The game is too long as it was. I just want to see how it functions on a Switch 2. But
yeah, great. Anything stand out for you, Jacob?
Not really. I mean, there was Pragmata, but we're gonna be talking about that later, right?
Did you guys look at another Eden Begins?
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks like
I watched
Chrono Trigger.
I was gonna say I watched the direct, but again, nothing stuck out to me.
Okay.
You know what? I'll give a shout out to Kyoto Xanadu only because it's from the people that make Trails, so I assume it'll be okay.
Great endorsement.
But
it's gonna be okay.
I think it's gonna be okay, but not enough for me to play.
Oh, look at you!
Underwhelmingly average.
What's
this great
console?
for other people?
Right?
What'd you say?
What's this console archives thing? I don't understand why, and how is that different than Nintendo Switch Online? I don't get it.
Your guess is as good as mine, friend. This is a blind spot for me.
They're
really talking about it like it was a thing.
They act like we already knew about it. Was this something that we knew and I just missed?
I mean, I think there are arcade archive games already, and this is a.
Well, they announced that too. They showed like some like NASCAR looking racing game.
But that's like new games coming to whatever Arcade Archives already is, and this was like an announcement of Console Archives, which seems to be a sister product.
Which is so weird. Like NSO already exists.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Ninja Gaiden is already on there.
Maybe Ninja Gaiden 1 and 3 are.
I thought it was Ninja Gaiden 3 on this one, not 2, but maybe I
was 2 sword, something about a dark sword or something.
Yep.
It is 2?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I was gonna say that was one of the only Ninja Gaiden games I had on the NES. And I hate that game.
It's so hard. They're so hard, man.
Talk about reading endorsements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was just kind of. I was like 7.
It was just a weird direct for me. It felt like contractual obligations for 35 minutes.
Yeah, and they went through so many games in rapid fire succession.
Yeah. They're like, here's other titles you can see. Boom, 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 boom. Well, that's the direct.
And then Todd Howard shows up and says, "Hey, we're going to put these games on Switch because I can't not have a console that Skyrim isn't on."
I don't think I've ever heard Todd Howard speak before.
Oh, really? That's impressive to have avoided that.
There's no way that's true.
See that mountain? You can go there.
You're being facetious, right?
No. I don't think I've ever heard him speak before. And then I was watching it and he was like, "Hi, I'm Todd Howard." There's no way. That's not your real voice.
I just always love him because I think it was Fallout 4. He was talking about something like on stage. He's like, and it just works. And I'm like, Todd, your games never just work.
Yeah.
Your games are famous, in fact, for not working.
For having some of the best glitches in game.
Remember when we were at E3, Zach, and I thought I saw Todd Howard? I almost went up and introduced myself, and it wasn't Todd Howard.
It would have been even funnier. It would have been awesome if he was like, "Oh yeah, nice to meet you. Love being a fan."
All right, well, let's go on. Jake, what story would you like to talk about?
Oh man, let's talk about the memory source shortage.
All right, go for it.
So Valve has postponed announcing pricing and release dates around the Steam Machine, alongside delaying the Stream Controller and the Steam Frame. Pricing and availability of crucial components has been worse than they originally anticipated, and so they are revising their plans. Sony told investors they secured a deal to get them through 2026, but will likely have to push down harder on existing PS5 owners to maintain profit margins, which sounds like that sucks for people that already own PS5s.
Sounds like a PS Plus hike coming.
What else could it be? You can't unless they increase the price of the PS5 again.
Increase marketing tactics. Like every 10 minutes, you get like an update on your corner of the screen. It's like, hey man, this thing's on sale, bro.
No.
Well, that's like, did you hear about the patent that Sony did for the AI thing within PlayStation 5?
No,
the podcast with your favorite.
Look forward to Kratos and Aloy chatting it up about
my achievements, my trophies.
You won't believe this last episode of Twisted Metal.
Jeez.
If that's where video games are going, I may just stick to my retro games.
The PS5 is now going to have an actual rental fee for it.
Unplug it from the internet.
Right.
I'm just gonna be officially on backlog watch for the rest of my life. There's plenty of games that keep me busy. I don't need to do that. So
Kratos, next week get Astrobot as a guest.
Right.
He just goes,
Kratos coast to coast.
You just keep saying, I am Astrobot.
We had a talk show with Kratos as the host.
Yeah, well, because he seems like the funniest podcast host.
It would be like him just,
boy, Nathan Drake, talk to me about your toxic masculinity problem. He just really gets emotional and weird.
Oh man,
I love the idea of hyper woke Kratos.
Hyper woke Kratos. Oh my god, can we just make this a thing?
That would be so funny.
I know AI is bad and all that, but can we just make that happen, please? Anyway, I just love how you remember when we first talked about the Valve Steam Machine being announced, and we were like, oh yeah, they could come in at this really cheap and just capture that market share. Yeah, that's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
That's pretty much exactly what this means, is that this thing is going to be over $1,000. I feel like Steam's competition now in terms of hardware is going to be whatever the next gen Xbox and PlayStation is, which, if you've heard rumblings, it sounds like Xbox is just going to be a living room PC, basically,
right.
like the next
and
year
it's
TV.
trying to be a high-end premium PC at that.
Right. So that's going to be expensive. PS6, we don't even know anything about what that is. And I'm sitting here with my Series X and my PS5 and my Switch 2, and I can't keep up. I don't need hardware. Who needs new hardware right now? Like, who has played everything?
Well, yeah, nobody. Of course.
Who's played enough?
People like their new toys, but I don't know. I mean, people, a lot of online chatter complains that PS5 didn't put out a lot of games, but then the PS5 is selling faster than the PS4. So I guess it's just that, right? Chatter.
Yeah. It's just, vocal minority complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do like that Nintendo says the memory shortages have yet to affect them, but that it will soon put pressure on the profitability of the hardware. But I like that so far they're not hinting at a Switch 2 price hike.
I mean, that thing is $550 new, right?
Yeah,
it's $450.
$450? Oh, it was $500 with the Mario Kart bundle, right?
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I thought it was okay. It's been a while, but that's like so much cheaper than every other option right now, and it's the newest hardware. You know what I mean? Like, you want to get a new Xbox, it's going to cost you $700.
Right.
PlayStation $750, right?
It's so hard to keep track of all the price increases.
Right, and then even like the handheld stuff, like the ROG Xbox Ally X,
$1,000,
or the other. Even if you don't get the Xbox One or Steam Deck, I feel like the cheapest one, cheapest current one is like $600. These aren't exact numbers. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, you're right. They eliminated the lowest end model,
right?
For instance, yeah.
And then now Nintendo's going to join the fray and increase theirs. It's the way of the world, man, and it sucks. Like, I don't understand.
And a lot of it's the AI companies, right? Buying up components for all this stuff that nobody wants.
I don't know enough about it. That is the rumblings that I keep hearing.
Yeah.
And I just, I see stuff on social media all the time. Like, this is why, hard drives are so expensive, or these chipsets are so expensive for this stupid AI video.
I do wish that these AI companies waited for things to work before they put them out. Like Google Gemini always being the top search result is so frustrating because it is wrong 8 times out of 10.
Yes.
But everybody just reads whatever's the top.
I mean, they do that anyway.
I understand that, but now they don't even have to click through to a source anymore. They just believe the robot, no matter how wrong it is.
Yes. So as an example, I don't know if anybody notices this or reads it, but every day I put a post out there that says, on this day, in this year, this many years ago, this game released. And you would think that'd be a really easy thing to search up on Google.
Uh-huh.
And it is, every day it's a battle for me to find a reliable source, because I don't really have a good source. It's basically what somebody thinks when a game released, especially for older games. So I kind of like cross-reference it with other places just to make sure I've got the date right. And Gemini is often at the top. I say, give me a game that released on this date any year, and they'll give me a list of 5 of them, and I check all 5 of them, and they're not even in the same month. I just don't understand where it's getting that information. Like,
right?
Or because there are other handles or other websites or whatever that do what I'm doing, but they do it for when it releases anywhere, Japan, Russia, Europe, whatever. They'll be like, oh, this released in Europe. I'm sticking strictly to North America because I feel like nobody else is doing just that. They're just doing like wherever it came first. And I'm like, well, it didn't matter to me when Super Mario Brothers 3 hit Japan. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't play it.
Right.
I didn't play it at release anyway, but like, I'm more interested in like, when did it come to where it was available to me? So, but yeah, I have to cross-reference that stuff, and it never happened. And AI is wrong a lot. Like a lot.
But back
I feel like
to
AI is good for sparking ideas.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like I'll admit that I've gone to look up like, podcast topics, or I need some good ideas for discussion points to talk to this guest. I don't use them verbatim, but I'll use that as a springboard to kind of, juice the fire a little bit to get things going.
Juice the fire.
Is that stoke the fire?
I have no idea, but I'm using that.
Juice the fire.
We're gonna juice this fire.
So is that really true though? Because I don't know enough about it. Is that like all these components are getting bought by AI stuff, and that's why things are expensive? Like, I don't understand how
that's
AI
my
works.
understanding. Yeah.
Part of the beginning of this was that Crucial, the company that was making most of this stuff, said that they're no longer doing like customer sales, or only doing business sales. And so because you weren't going to be able to buy this stuff anymore, they're only going to go to customer or go to big business now, which is the AI and all that kind of nonsense and stuff, that it's going to be harder for you as a consumer to buy that kind of stuff, because I think they're with like 30% of the market.
Oh, okay.
And so technically 30% of all of the RAM and stuff was just going to go bye-bye.
That's not good.
No, it's not good.
I'll get used to playing those retro games, guys, because that's where we're headed.
Well, I think it is most disappointing for me for the Steam Machine, because I feel like it could have been a disruption in the console market.
Yeah.
But now it's just not going to be, especially with Valve, because they said it's delayed, but they're still going to try to get out in the first half of this year. But to me, I'm like, just wait. Right? Yeah, you're a company that can afford to wait.
Yeah, it's not that they're hurting.
So just wait for this bubble to crash or whatever. Because I guess they can bring the price down later because they're private, so they can do whatever they want.
Right.
But
that would be just a slap in the face of first adopters, who paid like $1,200 for things.
That's how every piece of tech used to work.
It depends on the time frame when those prices start dropping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's the risk you take. That's like the Kickstarter of the actual mark. Yeah.
The price will go up. Because I feel like if they came in with a $600 price tag or whatever, they could be quite competitive. But
and then think of all they would make that money on the back end with the software sales. I feel like.
Yes, as a Steam Deck owner who was like, yeah, I'll probably just use this for a few games a year, and now I have a library of 200. Yeah, I think you're right.
Plus, they could go back into the Steam thing and just like raise a lot of those prices back to their normal price. At least at the beginning, and then make those Steam sales that much more attractive, at summer and Christmas or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like they do anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, but those people that are so used to consoles that don't get those sales as often or as good in the digital marketplace for Xbox and PlayStation. I mean, you get lucky once in a while, right? But I mean, I feel like at these biannual events that Steam puts on, there's always going to be really good prices on stuff, like stupid prices.
Oh yeah.
Well, the most surprising part to me about Steam that no one told me about is that almost every indie game is like $5 or $10 cheaper starting price on Steam.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's like, oh yeah, the introductory price is actually like 20% off of its normal price.
Yeah, not only is it 20% off, but it's it's $20 on PC, but it's $25 on PlayStation.
Right.
Now you're saving $5 and you're getting that extra 20%. All of a sudden, it's almost $10 cheaper to buy it on PC. It's unbelievable.
Right. All right, the last story we'll talk about is Baldur's Gate 3 getting a TV show. It's just going to be titled Baldur's Gate, but it will pick up from the ending of Baldur's Gate 3, which, Zach, you haven't seen yet. Jacob, you haven't seen yet either, which is interesting. But Craig Mazin of The Last of Us and Chernobyl fame will be helming the show. Chris Perkins, former head of creative for Dungeons and Dragons, will be a series consultant on set every single day. That's interesting because I feel like most attempts at adapting anything from Dungeons and Dragons has been kind of a failure, except for that goofy one with Chris Pine that people really liked a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's like a heist movie, right?
I didn't see it.
No.
I started watching it and I never finished it. But I think we were talking about like our D&D group going and seeing that together, but that never came to fruition. But I don't know the lore.
Just like 11-7.
I was gonna say, where you guys just couldn't agree on a showtime because it was after 7.
Yeah, they didn't show movies before that, so yeah. I don't know. This is bold because it's clearly going off of the popularity of Baldur's Gate 3, right? Like it's just still very hot. Like people are still talking about this game. It won Game of the Year. It sold so many copies. It never goes on sale for under $45. Like
we still play it almost every week.
Yeah, almost every week. Not this week. Scott was a little overwhelmed this weekend, but
that's why I said almost. Yeah, I think this is a bad idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a top to bottom bad idea. I don't understand. Why couldn't you just do a show called Baldur's Gate and it's just a D&D story inside of Baldur's Gate? Why must it address Baldur's Gate 3?
I don't know.
Because all you're going to do is make people mad when their choices are invalidated.
That's a good point. And also, are people that did not play the game going to be lost trying to go into a Baldur's Gate show that is, picking up where a game left off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's like the thing is, if you're trying to market this to a TV audience or a film audience, whatever, they're not going to have played this 100+ hour RPG. Are they going to be invested?
To be fair, potentially, if you're only targeting people who played Baldur's Gate 3, that's still a target audience of like 30 million.
That's a good point. So
that's a pretty big sample size. Craig Mazin, allegedly huge Baldur's Gate 3 fan, put over 1,000 hours in. You did. That's all right.
My apologies.
He apparently has put over 1,000 hours in a BG3, so he's invested. Although, after hearing what they did to Last of Us Season 2, I don't know if I trust his opinion on that.
Here's the real question. Are they going to cast the roles of the like Karlach and Shadowheart and those?
But see, there's also that problem of like, say those character. Let's say perhaps there's like a druid character who's important sometimes, but maybe you killed him before you even talked to him, potentially. But now if he shows up in the show,
I forgot about Halston.
I'm like, I don't know who Halston is. This guy, all I know him as a tombstone.
Dude, right? I want to go back and have you see Halston because he is an awesome freaking character.
You say it to me, he's just a dead bear.
He just goes in and kills. I think when we got to that part of the game, I was like, are we really doing this? Are we just like attacking Halston? And you're like, yeah, he's trying to kill us.
I don't know who Halston is. I don't know that he's important. I just know that I
but you know how hard it was for me not to go like, dude, don't kill Halston. I just had to let you just do what you wanted to do.
Well, that guy's dead as hell.
He has a whole side quest thing that's really rad that we just never got to see.
That doesn't sound right.
So but to your point, like let's say like we're watching this show and Halston's there. You're a longtime Baldur's Gate 3 fan, and you're like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Like,
who's this Joker? Oh, it's cool they introduced a druid. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, as a long-term Baldur's Gate 3 fan, you'll probably know who he is. I'm sure you've done multiple runs and all that kind of stuff.
Not everyone murders him. That's probably true.
Right.
Who's this shadow harpy person? I've never seen her before.
Yeah, what do you guys think? You guys think this will be a good show, Scott?
I'm more optimistic than you are. I mean, I understand. I have issues with season 2 of Last of Us as well, but also season 1 was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So
it's got potential. And if Chris Perkins is actually there on set every day, I think that means something.
Fair. That's a fair point. What about you, Jacob?
I don't know. I think it's going to be a good attempt. Like, honestly, they're going to have to come up with a new try. They're going to have to come up with a new story. They're going to have to, with as big as Baldur's Gate 3 was, they're going to take those characters and try to fit them into a different story that needs to be as fleshed out as possible. But it's not going to have the same feeling of it because you're going to be watching something unfold rather than making it unfold. Mm-hmm. And so, and maybe in your playthrough, because they're supposed to have the same characters, and maybe in your playthrough, you took this person and you made them feel this way. And so now in the show, they feel a different way. And it's now they're making choices. And you're like, well, that's not what, that character should be doing.
Carly did not indeed remember that.
Like man, I often think about that person who brought us all together. Shame they vanished into the ether.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 million people, like you said, there's no way that any story is going to align exactly to you. And that's kind of the beauty of Baldur's Gate, is that it's your own story, and whatever story we get here is going to be that person's story.
Maybe I wonder if they're going to go ahead.
I wonder if they're going to take like the most mundane route, like through the story.
Every season could be the same story retold in a different way because they're making different choices.
Dude,
we have 30 seasons of Baldur's Gate 3, and it is just different.
No, there's no way they could do that. Like, and
bring back the narrator lady.
I mean, she's great. Like, that voice is like synonymous with Baldur's Gate
awesome,
3 to me. Like,
but season 5 is the exact same way as season 3, except that guy's got animal speaking this time.
Yeah, man. And now we know the pigeon is a British World War II general.
Yeah, right.
You wouldn't have known that otherwise.
Why does this guy keep casting Longstrider on everybody?
You are slow, okay?
I'm just trying to help little guy, Scott.
Right.
Oh, I have short little legs. All right, so Baldur's Gate 3, we'll have to see, but I am hopeful. I am optimistic. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
See, Scott's screen says dash, and then he like shuffles. So I'm just trying to help out.
It's true. I dash and I go like 20 yards. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about the new games that we've been playing. Zach, what new games are coming out on the horizon this coming week?
Well, the annual February onslaught begins because on February 13th, we have Reanimal. This is a new game from Tarsier Studios, the creators of Little Nightmares, coming to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch 2, and PC. That'll be another couch co-op option for people.
There you go.
High End Life 2 makes its way to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC, the comedy FPS. Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, which released on Switch, I want to say earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. Clue, Murder by Death does not have Tim Curry, therefore not worth it.
It looks like those little Fisher-Price guys, the little toys from when we were kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? The round heads.
Yeah, for sure. They're just plopping around the board.
Yeah,
Mega Blocks.
Yeah,
the mystery. Murder by Death. Come on.
I mean, it is true.
I'm gonna kill you till you're dead.
They told you who the killer was already. It's a Grim Reaper, dude. I'm on to you. Going to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch 2, Switch and PC. All the way on February 17th, my birthday. The often delayed Norse Oath of Blood finally comes to PC, although the console versions are delayed into the spring. Very, very curious why this game keeps getting pushed back, but I think it looks very good. TRPG in the Viking era. Avowed comes off of Xbox exclusivity and onto PS5. As Obsidian pushes for that 30% profit margin as mandated by every Microsoft studio. Under the Island comes to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Switch, PC. Calamity Angels Special Delivery comes to PS5, PS4, Switch. Aerial Knights Drop Shot is an FPS in the air. Coming to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, PC. Vampire Therapist, where you play as a cowboy vampire helping other vampires through their troubles. Coming to PS5, PS4, and Switch. Alyssa White has a review for that on the site. February 18th, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown comes to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch 2, and PC. That looks like a very in-depth Star Trek simulator.
It does.
You're really handling every aspect. And then the week ends on February 19th with Six Blades of Greed, the Goblin stealth game comes to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, PC. Deathmatch Love Comedy comes to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Death Howl, this is a deck builder that came out on PC last year. Coming to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and Switch. Demon Tides, a new 3D platformer, comes to PC. Love Eternal comes to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, Switch, PC. Showgunners comes with PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One. Soul Slinger Envoy of Death comes with PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. And then just for you, Jake, I put on a Park Ranger Simulator, which is coming to PS5 and PC, because you got to play all them simulators.
If Sissy Jones is not voicing that game, I'm not interested.
Is she a famous park ranger? Oh, Firewatch. Yeah. Jacob, what game here on this list is standing out to you the most?
I'm pretty sure Park Ranger Simulator is already on my wish list, so
it's perfect.
Today, we're going to sit in this hut and look at trees.
Maybe. And then I'll be like, there's smoke over there. Oh, it's just a campfire.
Hey, guys, be sure to put that out when you're done.
Right. Only you can prevent things happening in the woods.
All right, Park Ranger. What about you, Scott?
I feel like you know what my answer is going to be.
Dude, I don't know. There are so many good-looking games on this list.
Under the Island, man. It looks like a bite-sized Zelda game. I think that looks great.
Yeah, it looks very Zelda-esque for sure.
Yeah, so that's my pick.
Oh boy, as for me, there's a ton of games on this list. Okay, I think Norse looks great. Soul Slinger is a game I own on Steam Deck, but it does not run very well there. So it's hopefully it runs better on PS5. And a special shout out to Showgunners, because I played this game, tactical RPG, where you play it's like a cyberpunk game show where you have to murder each other. Awesome game, super good game, highly recommended. Played it on my Steam Deck. But I think if I had to pick just one game this week, it would be Reanimal.
Really?
Little Nightmares 1 and 2 were exceptional.
Yeah.
This is a couch co-op game, which are not common. And I just like these, these little horror puzzlers are super cool.
Very cool. Thanks for that, man. I appreciate that one. I got more to add to the list, unfortunately. Well, let's go ahead and move on. This is where we talk about the new games we've been playing. But one game that Zach and I did check out. Jacob, did you try out this demo as well, or no? Was it just Zach?
I did not.
You did not? Okay. So Zach and I are going to talk about Pragmata.
That's cool. I'll just watch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, do you have any questions? I mean, you could have played the demo, so it feels weird, but
no. Jump into it. I'll ask.
If only they had named it Weird Astronaut Carries Around Little Girl Simulator.
Yeah.
And then he might have checked it out.
Yeah.
Death Stranding in space.
No.
Not quite.
Death Stranding on the moon.
It's just a third-person shooter by Capcom.
Yes.
It certainly is. It is on the moon. Everything is very white.
Here's what I like about the demo. The demo is very deliberate in that it does not just give you like the first level of the game. This thing has like done it just drops you like right in the middle of something in the story. And I kind of appreciate that. It's this really great scene where like even the title screen has the little girl like on the ground drawing something. And then you press start and your character, the guy in the suit, was his name Hugh or something like that?
Huey.
And he just starts fighting robots and he's like, could I get a little help here? And you're like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? And then she finishes her drawing and she jumps on your back. So you've got this little girl android that like rides on your back. There's like little step things for her feet to stand on. I don't understand. I want to know what's going on. We'll talk about the gameplay in just a second, but I'm just intrigued. Who is this guy? Why is he in a suit? How is this relationship with this little android girl? Why is she an android? Why is there a relationship? Like a father-daughter type of relationship going on here?
Why is the human in a fully clad suit where you can't see anything about him, but the android girl is all good?
And she's wearing like a big, massive, baggy coat-looking thing.
Yeah,
she has no shoes on. Like it's like there's so many questions that I'm looking forward to seeing how it unravels. So I've been looking forward to this game. The idea of doing like little Helldivers 2 type stuff while you're playing, but I was nervous, like how is this going to distract me from playing this third-person shooter? And I don't know about you, Zach, but I thought I am into this gameplay.
Yeah, because in the gameplay, trailers that we've seen, it looks a little gimmicky.
Yeah,
if you will. When you play in practice, the like hacking whilst dodging people, it just makes it feel like a fresh shooter.
Yes,
It's something different. And you can even because whenever you try to hack the enemies, and that's how you do damage, because if you try to shoot them with just your gun straight up, you're going to do very minimal damage.
Right.
So you kind of have to hack every enemy first. But the grid is interesting because you can pick up little power-ups that you can insert into the grids to do extra damage or other bonuses. They'll block some of the paths, so you actually do have to pay attention to what you're hacking. It's pretty clever little game.
And it's really interesting how you're able to kind of see it out of your peripheral vision and still manage it while you're dodging and weaving or whatever to get away from these guys. And Jacob, they've done it brilliantly because like I don't know how Helldivers plays. I've been told that Helldivers does like the directional pad in order to enter the things, right?
Yep.
So this one doesn't do that. This one actually has you using the face buttons on the controller. So if you imagine, like I'll speak in PlayStation. So triangle.
I was going to say, if you explain this to me, I'm going to slap you.
Okay, you understand. They go up, down, left, right, 4x4 grid, and you have to like basically navigate these nodes through there to get to the blue thing in order to make this happen. But then you start unlocking things like Zach said that you get extra power-ups. And then you have multiple weapons, and it becomes like, which weapon am I going to use in this situation? You've got one that's basically a pistol. You've got one that works like a shotgun. You have one that basically acts like, I don't know, a net.
Yeah, it's like a stasis net. Yeah.
So like if you have multiple enemies, you can throw that and slow them down. Gives you time to go do another code to to pump up your shotgun so you can blast the one that's close to you. Come around. It feels tactical. I don't even know how to describe it because it feels almost like you're doing turn-based stuff, but you're doing it in action.
I don't know, it's like a bunch of risk management all going on at once.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to prioritize in each combat because when you're doing it just one-on-one, it's like no big deal, right? But as soon as the second enemy enters the fray, things get a lot more complicated because you have to hack them one by one, at least so far.
And the enemies at the beginning of this demo especially are just like zombie slow, right? And then like you wind up fighting a big boss that is a little bit more complicated, but I could see this just getting hairy really quickly. And I'm here for it. I just can't wait to see what kind of different things I'm going to do. And
I was going to say, in the trailer, it looked like there was a group of enemies next to each other, and they hacked once and got all of the group, and then he used a grenade launcher and killed them all.
That's probably a different power-up because it's kind of arcadey in that the weapons and power-ups are all just kind of short about the environment, and there's all kind of short-term use.
Yeah.
So you kind of use them so you can lose them because you're eventually going to come across a different power up anyway. So you want to just make sure you use them. So it's probably another option.
Yeah, it's not like you pick up a shotgun and then you're picking up ammo. It's like you are picking up a shotgun and then you use all of its ammo and then that weapon is gone.
Right, he just throws it away.
Yeah,
we ain't got time for that.
So that's
perfect.
That feels completely different. I'm so used to like having that weapon in my inventory and I'm just looking for ammo.
Like upgrading it. Yeah. This feels a little looser, a little more old school.
Plus, like I just like the way that he controls. Like he's got this jump and hover and glide ability that just feels good.
Pretty nice dodge.
Yeah, the dodge feels solid. It's not as quick as like a From game or whatever, but it's there. That's just something that was missing from like a Dead Space. I feel like there was a dodge there, but it wasn't as reliable as it is here. I was already impressed with this game just from looking at it, and now that I've got my hands on it a little bit, I am stoked. This feels like it's going to be something special.
Yeah, I mean, before the demo, I was kind of like, yeah, it looks neat, but I don't know if I did play it. But now I'm like, yeah, I want to check this game out for sure.
Yeah.
Something new. You know what was really refreshing? Because we've had about 100 games that are like this. We were escorting a child around.
Yeah.
But it was nice that it's a happy dad.
Oh, he's not like angry?
Right. This is not sad dad. He's not depressed. He's not angry. There's no like, I got to warm up to this kid I'm stuck with, like Kratos in the first game. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is very much, he's like joking around with her, like you said, like, hey, man, you get help here?
The high five moment.
Right.
It was super sweet.
They're like already a team. It's kind of refreshing.
Yes. Yeah. I think this might be a day one for me.
It was a surprisingly good demo.
So yeah, if you guys have not, those listening, It's a free demo. I played it on Xbox. I assume you played it on PlayStation. I kind of want to go see it on Switch. I want to go download the demo and just play it again on Switch to see, or Switch 2, to see how well it does there.
Did you check out the suit you unlock afterwards?
I equipped it, but I didn't play through a second playthrough of the demo.
But I mean, it's cute. It looks like it looks like a little girl drew all over your armor.
Yeah,
with crayons. It's pretty cute.
And like, why would you make a android that is a little girl that has like the mental capacity of, she looks like she's like 7. You know what I mean? I just want to know what's going on. It's in this.
I mean, maybe she's not a android. She's just like a tech wizard. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. She just has that android energy.
I will say I have one complaint. I wish they would have just given her a little girl's voice instead of a grown woman acting like she's a little girl. I don't know.
Oh, you mean like an actual kid actress?
Unless I'm just totally wrong. It feels like it sounds like a woman.
I just can't say I noticed.
Yeah.
No. I don't hang out with kids every day though.
Yeah.
Like some
I
do.
Shut up. You're making it sound creepy. Just in case it's your first time listening, I teach 3rd grade. So don't let Zach make you think I'm creepy.
Have you seen those emails from Scott's classroom?
That's what he calls it.
Pragmata.
I've heard it both ways.
I have as well. So I am. What is the release date of that? Do you remember?
March,
mid-March,
March or April. Yeah, right around the corner.
Looking forward to that one.
Release date April 23rd, 2026.
April 23rd. Okay, April. There you go.
So Scott, you have been playing a game that I am very jealous about. Well, I mean, it's not just one game; it's a collection of games. Tell me about the Snow Brothers Classic Collection.
I think you're the only person on the planet that I know that has played Snow Brothers or has fond memories of Snow Brothers. I played it on the NES. Did you play it on the NES?
Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't even know this was coming until like the day before it released, because I was actually doing a post saying, hey, here's the games coming out this weekend. And I was like, Snow Brothers Classic Collection? Are you kidding me? I loved Snow Brothers on the NES when I was a kid. I specifically remember renting this game and playing with my brother in our apartment when I was a kid. If you're not familiar with Snow Brothers, I don't know if it's pre or post Bubble Bobble, but one or the other influence each other. Like,
okay,
right.
It is Bubble Bobble, but with snow instead of bubbles. You've got 2 brothers. One's wearing red, one's wearing blue. Bad guy kidnaps their girlfriends and then curses them and turns them into snowmen. And
perfect story. What more could you ask for?
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We've all heard this one.
So even the stages are very Bubble Bobble like. Like you shoot snowballs at the enemies, they turn into big snowballs, and then you kick the snowballs and they kind of go cascading down and collecting the bad guys as they go. They leave fruit or food behind in place of them, which give you bonus points, or you get these little potions that make you shoot faster and farther. Stop me if you've heard this one. You know what I mean? Oh, and if you take too long on the level, this little pumpkin head comes in and chases you around and can kill you. Wow. Yeah, it's as close to a Bubble Bobble ripoff as you can get. But I had such good memories of it. It was $15, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm picking this up. Jake is a fan, so I was like, we can play co-op because it is you play together with somebody. But it's got the NES game, it's got the Game Boy game, and it's got the Sega Genesis game, which I didn't even know there was a Sega Genesis game. No clue that this game existed. I checked out all 3, and I clearly had to start with NES just to get that nostalgia feel. Played this game, and boy, does this game not hold up.
What a twist.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I mean, you could go back and play Bubble Bobble, and like, okay, this game is still like, the music is great. The levels are really cleverly designed. This feels like Wish.com Bubble Bobble. And like, I don't know. I want you to come check it out, Jake, and tell me I'm wrong, because I'm like, I don't even know how the continues work. Like, I kept dying, and I would just hit a button, and it would just like give me 2 more lives. And I did that for a long, long time. And then all of a sudden it says game over. I'm like, so how many continues do I have? Now, granted, it's got a save state in it. It's got rewind feature and all this kind of stuff. So you can cheese your way through and do this. But this felt like a $15 1-hour nostalgia trip for me. And I don't feel like I'm going to go back to this much more unless someone like Jake comes over and plays this with me and we can kind of laugh and reminisce about the past. But I did check out the Game Boy one, shockingly easier than the NES version, which I always feel like it's the other way around. I always feel like the Game Boy ones are tougher because the mechanics aren't quite as smooth as like the NES. Right. And then I tried the Genesis one, the inferior console to the Nintendo ones, and it shockingly played better than the other two, which I know that doesn't happen for any other franchise, but it was
the shots, the amount of shots.
No, actually, I think the Genesis one is like my favorite one of the three. It just ran smoother. The 16-bit sprites just look a lot more attractive than the 8-bit sprites. The 8-bit game looks so much more rougher than I remember it looking, man. It is like, holy cow! I remember this game looking a lot better when I was a kid. So
don't they? When they jump, they flip in the air, don't they?
Yes, yeah. Like,
and there's like 3 frames of them jumping. That's it. It's
there's quite a bit of animation.
There's no animation.
It's also a Game & Watch,
right?
And there's bosses like in Bubble Bobble. There was only like one boss at the very end of the game, right? This has bosses every 10 levels, and it's just the equivalent of like get to the top, so you can snowball enemies that he fires at you, and then you shoot them down. But there's no indication that you're doing it right. Like in most NES games, like you hit somebody, they flash, or they react some way. This does nothing. You just a snowball explodes next to him, and it looks like you missed. And I kept trying to do that and doing that and doing that. All of a sudden, he died. I was like, "Oh, I was doing it right this whole time." So I don't know. I paid $15 for this one, and I haven't regretted a purchase in a while. I kind of regret this purchase a little bit just because I was like, I gotta do this. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it some more love, but I don't. There's so many good games to play right now. I just don't see myself going back to.
I honestly don't understand. I don't see how you could give the game any more love. Like, it's not that long.
Was it short? I only got to like level 15, and I was like, I
don't mean that, but I mean like how long do you want to? How much time do you want to put into an NES game?
Well, if I run out of continues, I'm going to have to start over again and like get better at the game. You know what I mean? It's not unless I start using save states.
Yeah, just save scum it.
So this is an NES game, to be clear, right?
The one that I grew up playing was an NES game, yes.
So could you not have pulled it out of your complete NES library? And
I could have, but seeing it on the big screen and it not be the,
I understand. You want to support the arts. I get you.
Well, and that's a good point too. I wonder if going back, because it looks rough, playing on my 65-inch, flat screen. I wonder going back and playing the original on a CRT when those games were designed to look, maybe it won't look quite as bad there. I don't know. Kind of interesting experiment. So
yeah.
Snow Brothers Classic Collection. I played it on Switch, on my Switch 2. It is also available on PlayStation and PC. And like I said, $14.99. Well, there you have it. Before we move on to our topic, I want to remind everybody again of where you can follow and join our community, facebook.com/groups/the GoCast. Our Discord server, there's links in the show notes of this very episode. We have a new member to say hello to. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to give it a shot. Gimil, Gimil. Welcome to the Discord server. We are glad that you are here. Also, our website is thegamingoutsider.com. You can find all of our episodes there if you would choose to listen to episodes that way instead of the handy, Apple Podcasts where you can leave us a review. Or what is it? Was it now on Android? Google Play Music, or
I don't
even know.
Listen to it on Overcast.
Overcast, that's what you use, right?
Yeah.
Just go to Spotify.
Or Spotify.
Spotify, yes, Spotify.
A lot of options out there, it turns out, for podcasts.
Right. And then also our written content is available there. You can read our written reviews and editorials. Mark has a review of Ebola Village up there that you can check out. Zach's review of I Hate This Place is up on the site. And Escape from Ever After, the review written by David, is also there for you to read, which you heard me talk about at the top of the show. With that, let's go ahead now and jump into our From the Outside In topic. So we've got a very special treat for you for our From the Outside In topic this week. Zach and I sat down with Antony Johnston, who is a writer of many games that you've heard of, and it was such an awesome conversation. Yes, this interview is pre-recorded, so unfortunately our live audience is not going to get this until the episode comes out. I apologize, but you're going to want to go back and listen to it. This was a really fun conversation. I feel like Zach and I could have talked for about the 45 minutes with this guy.
Sure. Yeah, we'd love to have him back. He's got another game coming out soon.
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
This guy, he's written for all 3 major horror franchises, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and Dead Space.
Yes. Quite a pedigree this guy has. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. We're going to play that for you right now. And there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun to sit down and talk with Mr. Johnston. Thanks to him for joining us. It was an honor to be able to talk to him. It was a really good time. Next week, we've got our episode lined up for next week already. We are going to be talking about gaming as a remedy for dyslexia. We've got a very special guest that specializes in dyslexia, and he would like to talk to us about how gaming is one of the tools that can be used for doing that. So stay tuned for next week. It's going to be an awesome episode. But that is going to do it for this week's The Gaming Outsider. Thank you so much for listening. The episode was produced by Kevin Honigford, and all the music you hear is written and performed by Grant Henry of Stemmage and Metroid Metal. His website, as always, is stemagemusic.com, STEMAGE music.com. Please be sure to email us if you have any questions or concerns. Our address is feedback@thegamingoutsider.com. And also, do us a favor, join us live on every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Zach, before we get out of here, do you have any parting words or recommendations?
Hell yeah, I do, man. I rewatched Pitch Black.
Oh, man, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
That movie remains great.
Really?
Why, did you not like it originally? Or
no, I did. That movie feels like one that would be a product of its time, but you're telling me
it is very 90s.
Yeah.
Not going to deny that. Kind of paced in a way where it just kind of zips along. But dude, no, it's great. Cole Hauser, obviously he's pretty popular now because he's on Yellowstone.
Oh,
dude,
okay.
him playing like a drugged up bounty hunter guy, super cool. Super cool. Antithesis of Vin Diesel as Richard B. Riddick, which for my money is a role Vin Diesel was born to play.
Is that why his eyes glow, right? Because you can see in the dark. And
like
I remember him like bobbing and weaving around.
Getting the monster's blind spot. Yeah, he got thrown in a slammer where they told you you'll never see the sunlight again and paid 20 menthol cools for a shine job. So you can see in the dark.
Is this streaming anywhere?
I don't know. I put on my Blu-ray.
Oh, you have the Blu-ray. Okay. I haven't.
Yeah, I love Riddick. Great series. Wonderful character. Somehow we get a new one every 10 years. And that's cool. As long as Vin Diesel and David Toohey want to keep doing them.
I think a game like Butcher's Bay or something like that.
Escape from Butcher Bay and Assault on Dark Athena. They're both wonderful. Yeah, Escape from Butcher Bay is an awesome game.
I don't think I've ever played it. Is it melee combat or?
It is first person, stealth oriented. You can click a button to activate your shine eyes. Nice. It's self focused, but it also has like these weird kind of adventure elements because you're in the prison yard and you're like making deals with other people and kind of conniving your way into restricted areas and stuff. It's a pretty unique game, actually. Exhibit's in it for some reason.
Spelled XZIBIT.
He's like the head prison guard. He just likes beating people. It's pretty good.
Great. I got one as well. I actually checked out a board game this week, which is video game related. I bought this game, I think, a year ago, and I've been trying to get anyone to play this game with me, and I've been unsuccessful. And I finally sat my wife down and said, "You're going to play this game with me." It is a board game based on Tetris, and it's freaking great, dude. It is such a fun game. I can't wait to play it again. It is a game where you have this clear plastic board that stands straight up. That's got like connect 4 slots at the top of it, and the game is based around there's a game board with all the pieces, and you have this is the piece we're playing, and this is the next one that's coming up. You know what I mean? So like when you do that, everybody that's playing draws the same piece. So if the long straight piece comes, everybody takes a straight piece and they drop it in wherever they want to on the board. Obviously, since you're doing it that way, you're not going to be able to rotate pieces as they fall. So they've cleverly put this deal where at the beginning of the game, you get I can't remember what the word is that they call for. Oh, it's just a Mino, like a one square piece. You get one to start with, and you can put it anytime you play it before that. So like if you have like an S piece, you know what I mean? You can actually put that in there first to make sure that you are still able to make a line. You know what I'm saying? And then there are ways that you can earn extra ones, because painted on the front of these clear plastic things are random shapes. And one of the random shapes that are on there are those single Minos. And if you cover one of those up, then you get to take another Mino and use it on a subsequent turn. So you're basically trying to like create lines and try not to have any gaps in here, because there's like 3 different ways you score points. Remember I told you how there's shapes like painted on the front of the plastic piece? And so if you have like a red S piece and you actually cover that up with a red S piece, you get bonus points at the end scoring game. There's also a card in the middle of the table that gives you some kind of objective that you're trying to get. The one that we started with was to make 6 lines, because obviously the lines aren't going to clear, right? Like they do in Tetris. So you're just continually making lines, and as soon as whoever makes 6 lines first gets 7 points. Whoever makes 6 lines second gets 4 points. Whoever gets 6 lines third gets 1 point, and then if you're fourth, you're screwed. I don't know. So you get points for every line that you make. You get points for every matching color you made it at the top, and then you get points for meeting the objective in the middle. And it is just, there's something super satisfying about dropping pieces in Connect 4 style, but they're Tetris pieces, and it's super fun. I can't wait to play it again. It's a really fun game. So, and it's like officially licensed, like it's the Tetris company or whatever. It's legit. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think next time I come out to Portland, I'm going to bring it with me so we can show you.
Play with Mike and company.
Yes, absolutely. So, well, there you have it. Thanks so much for joining us, gentlemen. It has been fun as always. Until next week, I'm Scott Clark with Zach Parkerson and Jacob Gunnarsson, and we are the Gaming Outsider. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad game, just games that aren't for you.
I'm not Jack this day.
We're still live.